Yeah, I would have totally forgot. Okay, awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. All right. So, y'all, look what it says here. It says compare the average salary in 2001 to the average salary in 1999. By how much did it increase from 99 to 2001? So, y'all, I'm looking at two things here. We're looking at the salary in 99 and we're looking at the salary in '01, right? So, y'all, in 1999, it looks like the salary, so in 99, it looks like our salary was about 1.4 million, right? And then in 2001, y'all, kind of coming over here. So look, that's 1.4, maybe 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. Yeah. So this looks like it's about 1.6 million. So in 2001, the salary was 1.6 million, right? And we want to know how much did it increase, right? How much did it go up by? Yo, we're just going to take our calculator. We're going to say, sorry, we're just going to take our calculator and we're going to say, what's 1.6 minus 1.4? And it went up by 0.2. Okay, so y'all, when we say it's going up by 0.2, that's $0.2 million, right? But this here, y'all, was the idea. The idea was, can we take a look at the picture and can we, from the picture, get pieces of information? Okay, y'all. Guys, in all honesty, like anything that has to do with a bar graph, a line graph, a histogram, I actually like those problems because I'm a visual learner, and I'm guessing that you guys are as well. I think most people are visual learners, and just by looking at the pictures, we can determine certain things just by kind of taking a look at it and making some observations. Okay. All right. So, y'all, this was the last question regarding line graphs. So we just have a little bit about pie graphs or circle graphs, and then we can go on to the next part. Okay. So look, y'all, reading circle graphs. Okay. So here, y'all, it says we have this pie chart, and we have people who like either football, basketball, baseball, so on and so forth. And it says find the ratio of adults preferring basketball to the total adults, and then can we write that fraction in simplest form? All right, so y'all, first thing I really want to do here is I want to know what's the total number of people that they asked, what sport do you prefer? Okay, so y'all, I'm going to take my calculator here and clear this out, and I'm just going to start adding. And I'm going to start with football, basketball, baseball, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to say, look, we got 37 plus 20 plus 15 plus 13 plus 8 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, we got a total of 100 adults. Okay, so that's nice. It's always nice when we got a pretty number like 100. Okay, so y'all, first thing is when they're asking me to find a ratio, y'all, what they're asking us to do is, can we write a fraction? Okay. So we want to write a fraction of the adults preferred basketball. So basketball, y'all, was 20 to the total adults. That means the total adults, y'all, is going to go in the bottom. So basketball, the total, basketball on top, and the total on the bottom. Now, all they want me to do now, y'all, is can we write the ratio in simplest form? Meaning, can we reduce those numbers? Well, look, y'all, we can get rid of those. And then we got 2 over 10, and we can divide each of those numbers by 2, and that's going to be 1 over 5, right? So that's really all they were asking me to do in this particular problem, okay? Can we just write that ratio? All right, let me scroll down a little bit further. Okay, we got another one here, and it says, can we write the ratio of adults preferring golf to total adults? Okay, we're going to do the same thing, y'all. So golf. Golf, we have a total of 8 over the total of 100. Y'all, when we're reducing fractions, one thing we can always do, I'm going to go back, y'all, I'm going to get my multiplication table, okay? So let me come back this way. Here we go. And let me get my multiplication chart. Here we go. Let's see. I see a couple things in the chat. Yes, awesome. We're recording. Okay, cool. Just making sure we're good. Let's see. So, y'all, the numbers that we had in this particular problem are 8 and 100. Okay, so y'all, if I look at my chart, right, I want to see, hey, do I see the number 8? And do I see the number 100 either in the same row or in the same column? And I'm trying to see, like right here, I see the number 8, but if I scroll down, I don't see 100 yet. Doesn't mean it's not there, I just don't see it. Here I see the number 8. Again, doesn't mean it's not there, I just don't see it. And here's the number 8, but there's no 100, right? Because I go from 96 to 104. But y'all, one thing we can do, if you look at the 2, remember what it means for a number to be even. The last number is either 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. So when I look at a problem like this, I say, look, those numbers are even because they either end in a 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. Half of 8 is 4. Half of 100 is 50. I can still divide it by 2. Half of 4 is 2. Half of 50 is 25. And I'm going to stop right there because I can't go any further, right? There are just some ideas that I think are helpful to remember when you're trying to divide or you're trying to reduce your fractions, okay? All right, let me keep scrolling. Okay, so here's another problem. And again, I'm just going to read the problem, and it says the circle graph shows the results of the student council presidential election. The complete circular area represents 100% of the votes. Okay. How many? So let's take a look here, y'all. There was a total of 200 votes, and they want to know how many did Gina get. Well, y'all, look. Let's take a look. Gina got 35% of the votes. So 35%, y'all, as a decimal, 0.35. But she got 35% of the total. So she got 35% of 200, right? So y'all, I'm going to take my calculator, 0.35 times 200, and I'm coming up with 70. Okay? That's 35% of 200, and you can see, boom, there's our choice A, right? Awesome. Okay. Y'all, again, if you have any questions, y'all, let me know, okay? I'm happy to help. So if you got a question, sorry, let me get rid of this. We don't need it right now. Boom. If you have a question, y'all, let me know. I'm happy to answer, okay? So just, if you do have a question, y'all, turn your mic, let me know, and I'll definitely get to you, okay? Oh, let's take a look here. Let's see. The circle graph shows the results of the student council presidential election. The complete circular area represents 100% of the votes. Okay, so y'all, in this problem, we have a total of 600 votes. Now, the question says, find the ratio of Anne's vote to the total votes cast, I'm sorry. Okay, so look, y'all, we know that the total was 600. Let's figure out how many Anne got. Well, Anne got 32%, so 0.32 of that 600. So I'm going to take my calculator, 0.32 times 600. She got 192 out of those 600, okay? Now, again, y'all, I'm going to start reducing here, okay? So, guys, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to say, look, I can divide them both by 2. 192 by 2, 96. 96. Half of 600, 300, okay? Let's try that again. What's half of 96? 48. Okay? 48. Half of 300, y'all? 150. Okay? Let's see if we can do that again. What's half of 48? 24. Okay? Half of 150 should be 75. Okay? Now, notice, y'all, I can't divide by 2 again, okay? And the reason I can't divide by 2, that's not an even number, right? So, y'all, if I can't divide by 2, the next number I'm going to try, y'all, I'm going to try 3. So, look, let's see. What's 24 divided by 3? Boom, that's 8. What's 75 divided by 3? That's 25. So I'm coming up with 8 over 25. There we go, y'all. There's my answer, part C. Okay. Y'all, I'm hoping that as I'm going through these problems, it's making sense, and at least my approach. Like, what am I looking for? When the question asks me to find the ratio, right, which is what they put, y'all, right there. When they say, can we find the ratio, I know I'm going to end up writing a fraction, right? And because we had to figure out how many votes Anne got, well, I don't exactly know. Hello. I don't know how many votes Ann got, but I know she got 32% of those votes. We found that first, right? And then over the total, which they told us was 600, and then the rest of it, y'all, was just kind of reducing the fractions, right? Morning, Oscar. Okay, so guys, look, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. And again, I have another problem similar to the one we just did. It says the circle graph shows the results of the student council, the complete circular area, again, 100% of the votes. So look, y'all, first thing I noticed, we have a total of 400 votes. Okay, and it says, find how many people voted for somebody besides Ann. Okay, so look, y'all, we are interested in everybody except for Ann. That means we're interested in those 17%, those 22%, and those 35%, okay? So, y'all, I'm going to add those percentages together, 17 and 22 and 35, okay? Y'all, I'm coming up with 74. 74% of the people voted for somebody other than Ann, right? So I'll vote for anybody. I just don't want to vote for Ann, okay? That's 74%. Y'all remember what we're going to do. We're going to find 74% of the total. So 0.74 times 400, right? 74 times 400. And I'm coming up with 296, y'all. And boom. There's my answer, right? Now, again, y'all, one thing I want to point out here. Remember how we came up with that number 74? We took Lily, we took Ted, and we took Ben, and we added them all together, and that's how we got to 74. Y'all, just as a heads up, another way that we could do this to get that 74%. Remember what they told us here, y'all? We have 100% of the votes. We want everybody besides Ann. So, y'all, if I take 100%, and I take the 26% of the people that voted for Ann, and we subtract those people off because we don't want Ann's, we still get 74%, right? So we can either add the 17, the 22, and the 35, or we can take 100% and we can subtract off how many people voted for Ann, and this tells me the number of people that voted, or the percentage of people who voted for somebody besides Ann, right? All right, y'all, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. Okay, and let's take a look here. So, y'all, I got another pie chart. Looks like this thing is set up in terms of percentages. And it says the following graph shows the percent of visitors from to the United States in 2012. Use the circle graph to determine the percent of people who came to the United States from both Mexico and Canada. So, y'all, all we're going to do here is we're going to take the percentage of Mexico, we're going to take the percentage of Canada, and, y'all, we're going to add them and Eve, right? We're just going to add those numbers together, 21.3 plus 34.1. And, y'all, I'm coming up with 55.4%, right? And, y'all, it just asked me, determine the percent. So we don't know how many people came in, right? They're just asking me, can you get the total percent of those two countries coming in together? So the difference in this problem, y'all, and the problems before was they were asking me for the number of votes. If here they would have said something like, say, 6 million people came in. Can we determine how many people came in from both Mexico and Canada? We would say, well, 55.4% of whatever, like 6 million or whatever it happened to be, okay? But that's all they're asking me to do there. All right, the next part says, what's the percentage of people that came from Europe, Asia, and South America? Okay, so let's go back, y'all. Europe, Asia, and South America are going to be these three pieces. And again, y'all, I'm just going to take my calculator here, and I'm going to add those percentages together. 18.7 plus 12.5 plus 9.5, and I'm coming up with 40.7. So this one, and this one, again, 40.7.
For this question, why are we adding and the other ones we were multiplying?
Okay, excellent. Good job. So, y'all, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. Okay, and I do have a couple more problems here. So let's see if we can figure this thing out. Let's see if we can look at this first one here with the pie chart. Yo, it says we surveyed 500 bicyclists. Okay, so people who ride bikes, they asked 500 of them. How often do they wear a helmet when biking? Some people said never. Some people said seldom. Some people said usually. Some people said always. The question says 50% said they always wear a helmet. 25% said they usually wear a helmet. 15% said seldom. And 10% said never. Which one of those, which pie chart correctly shows this? Okay, so look, y'all, 50% said they always. Okay, so look, y'all, always 50%. Well, all three of them got 50%. Okay, so that hasn't helped me too much. Let's see the next one. 25% said usually. 25% usually, 25% usually. Okay, 25% usually. Okay, still hasn't helped me so much. Let's see, 15% said seldom. Y'all, if I look at choice B, seldom is not even one of the choices, right? So I know it's not B. Okay. 15% said seldom. Y'all, in choice A, seldom's only 10, but in choice C, seldom is 15. So right now, y'all, I'm going to pick C, right? And then it says 10% said never. Boom, there we go. So y'all, choice C is my choice. Yes, sir. Okay. Alrighty. So y'all, let's take a look at the next part. Let's see. It says in this bar graph, what does each mark on the y-axis represent? Okay, so y'all, when you have a graph like this, the y-axis is always going to be the one that goes up and down. The x-axis is going to be the one that goes left and right. Okay, so they're asking me, what does each mark on the y-axis represent? Okay, so look, y'all, it's talking about the tuition costs in thousands of dollars, right? Okay, so what does each mark mean? If that's 2 and that's 4 and that's 6 and that's 8 and that's 10, that's going to be $2,000 of tuition, right? Because it goes from 2 to 4, from 4 to 6, from 6 to 8, from 8 to 10, right? It's going in terms of 2. And the idea is that's supposed to be the tuition costs in thousands, but because it goes by 2, it's $2,000 of tuition, okay? All righty. Guys, I'm going to keep scrolling here. Okay, so y'all, we're going to start talking a little bit about statistics. So now, y'all, just to give you a heads up, and come back this way. And let's see, daily schedule. So y'all, we are now starting on Wednesday stuff. Okay, so look, we're going to talk about stats now, y'all. Okay, guys, in statistics, there are a couple of ideas that we want to talk about. So one of them we actually did yesterday when we did those frequency tables. And I'm going to kind of scroll back real quick, y'all, just to, you don't have to scroll on your paper or anything, but what I want to show you is like these problems right here, when we did these here, and we're like, okay, and actually we'll just do, let's see, we can do this one right here real quickly. And again, y'all, you don't have to write this down, but just again, give you an idea of what we did yesterday, right? We said, look, how many numbers are in the 400s? So y'all, in the first column, I got 1 in the first column. We don't have any in the second. Didn't look like we got any in the third, or in the fourth, or actually in the fifth. Okay, so there's just 1. This is statistics, y'all. This is organizing our information, right? We're just kind of, instead of looking at every single number, we're grouping them. We're saying, okay, look, how many numbers are in the 400s, how many in the 500s, so on and so forth, okay? But one of the big ideas in statistics, y'all, is, let me scroll down till we get there. Here we go. Okay, is finding the mean. The mean, y'all, just says we are looking for an average. And the way we find an average is we take all the numbers, y'all, and we add them up, and then we divide by the total number of numbers that we have, okay? So, y'all, I'm looking at this first problem here, and it says we have 7 students in a psychology class, and they're conducting an experiment on mazes. It says we gave everybody a pencil and we asked them to complete the same maze. And here are the timed results. So Ann, y'all, took 13.2 seconds. Pam took 11.8. Carlos was 10.7. Jesse was 16.2. Melinda was 15.9. Ramsey was 13.8. And Danny was 18.5. Okay, we want to know who did this in the shortest time. So who is the fastest individual here, y'all? It looks like Carlos was, right? Carlos had the shortest amount of time, and it says who took the longest time. And over here, y'all, looks like Danny took the longest time to complete the maze. Okay. Now, part B, y'all, says, can we find the mean time? That just means we are looking for the average. So, y'all, the way we're going to find our average here, okay, is, let me move this over a little bit. The way we're going to find our average, y'all, is we're going to take all those numbers and we're going to add them together. So 13.2, 11.8, 10.7, 16.2, 15.9, 13.8, and 18.5. Okay, so when we take all those numbers and we add them up, I'm coming up with 100.1, but we have to divide by however many numbers we had. Well, y'all, we had 7 numbers. Okay? So if I come back here and I divide that number by 7, the average time, y'all, is 14.3 seconds. Okay, that's the average time, 14.3. Okay. Now, remember, y'all, we had a total of 7 people. Okay. The second or the third question is asking us how many people took longer than this time and how many people did it in shorter. Okay, so 14.3 is the magic number we're looking for here, y'all. Okay, I want to know how many people took less than 14.3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 people took longer than 14. I'm sorry, took shorter, right? That's shorter. Put that over here. 4 people took shorter than 14.3. Then, y'all, the rest had to do it in longer time, right? There's a total of 7 people. If 4 did it faster, then it has to be 3 who did it shorter, right? All righty. Y'all, the next part here says, can we find the mean of the average or the mean of the test scores? Again, y'all, all we're going to do, we're going to take our numbers together, y'all, and we're going to add them together. All right? So let's try that. Let's take 87 plus 75 plus 96 plus 91 plus 78. Okay? And I'm coming up with 427. Now, y'all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take that number, y'all. We're going to divide it by 5, 85.4. That is our average. Y'all, sometimes people ask, should we just put 85 or should we put 85.4? Unless the question specifically asks me to do some rounding, then, y'all, I'm going to write exactly what I get, right? So unless the problem tells me, hey, round it to the nearest whole number, if it told me to round it to the nearest whole number, y'all, I would write 85. But if it doesn't tell me to do any rounding, then I'm going to write exactly what I came up with, in this case, 85.4, okay? All right, so y'all, for the most part, most of us are pretty good with finding averages because, again, adding numbers, you know, divide by however many we have. Okay. All right. Y'all, for the next one here, it says find the mean height of the 4 tallest buildings. Okay, so y'all, we're looking for the 4 tallest. And then here it says, if necessary, round our results to 1 decimal place. Y'all, one thing I want you to notice, look at the numbers. This is building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The numbers are already in order from the tallest all the way down to the shortest. And if we're trying to find the average height of the 4 tallest, y'all, I'm just going to look at these 4 right here. Okay. So I'm going to say 1483 plus another 1483 plus 1450 plus 1381. And divide that number by 4. Okay, so y'all, right here it does say round to 1 decimal place. So y'all, the next thing we need to figure out, we need to ask ourselves, are we going to write 1449.2 or 1449.3? Now, remember, y'all, we talked about this yesterday. If that number right there is a 5 or bigger, then this number gets bumped up by 1. So then my answer here, y'all, is going to be 1449.3. Okay, boom. And there we go. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Yo, next part here. I always like these problems, and I think most people find them beneficial because this shows you how can we find our GPA, right? And every semester, guys, you can always go into JAGNet. You can go to, I guess you can look at your transcript. I'm sure there's a place to look for it there. But you should always be able to find your GPA, okay? Now, y'all, the way GPAs work, every grade that is issued, let me write it over here where I got some more room. Let's see, right here. A, B, C, D, and F. Okay. Okay, so y'all, every grade has a point value. Okay, every grade, y'all, you can either get A, B, C, D, or F. A's are with 4 points, B's are with 3 points, C's are with 2 points, D's are with 1 point, and F, no points. Okay, so y'all, I want you to notice A's are 4, B's are 3, A's are 4, C's are 2, D's are 1. Okay, the other thing, y'all, every class has a total number of credit hours. Some classes are 3 hours, some are 2, some are 1, some are 4, some are 5. Okay, so how did they get these numbers here, y'all? They just multiply. Okay. 4 times 3 is 12, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 3 is 12, 2 times 1 is 2, 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so look, y'all, first thing we're going to do, we're going to find the total number of points. Okay, guys, the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to add those numbers together. So 12 plus 9 plus 12 plus 2 plus another 2, 37. Okay. Now, the other thing we want to do here, y'all, is we want to add up the total number of hours. Okay. So let's add the total number of hours. So let me clear that out. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2, 12 hours. Okay. Now, y'all, the way we find our GPA, we're going to take the number of points and we're going to divide it, y'all, by the number of hours. So we got 37 points divided by 12. Okay, guys, I'm going to take my calculator here. 37 divided by 12. And we're coming up with a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay, y'all, in regards to GPAs always go to 2 decimal points. Okay, they usually don't go past that. So usually here, when we write this, we always go to 2 decimal points. Y'all, right here, I'm going to write 3.08 because, again, the number to the right of it's a 3. So I'm not going to round that up. And that is a solid B average right there, y'all, because, again, remember, B's are worth 3 points, 3.08. You got a little bit better than a B. Okay, but this is how we find GPAs. Right? Now, let me scroll down here, y'all. Second thing we're going to talk about in statistics is something called the median. Yo, the median is the middle number, okay? Always the number in the middle. But when I say the number in the middle, y'all, those numbers need to be in numerical order, meaning the numbers need to be arranged, y'all, from smallest to biggest, okay? So we always got to put the numbers from smallest to biggest, or we could do biggest to smallest. It doesn't make any difference, but they got to be in order, okay? Once we put the numbers in order, we're just looking for the number in the middle. So, y'all, first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to see, are my numbers in order? 25 is the smallest, okay? 54, 56. It looks like those numbers are already in order. They're already in order from smallest to biggest. We're looking for the number in the middle. Y'all, the way you can find the middle number, scratch the first one, scratch the last one. Scratch the second one, scratch the second to the last one. Scratch this one, scratch that one, boom. Our median, y'all, is the number 57, okay? That means, what it means, y'all, is that the number of numbers that are smaller than 57 and the number of numbers that are bigger than 57 are the same. 57 is kind of the middle. So there's 3 numbers smaller than 57 and there's 3 numbers bigger than 57, okay? All right, y'all, I'm going to do the same thing for this next one here with our scores, okay? But in order for me to do this, y'all, I got to put my numbers from smallest to biggest. So let's start off with 36, okay? After 36, y'all, I would go to 65, okay? After 65, we would go to 71, and then we'd go 78, and then after 78, I guess we would go 88, and after 88, we'd go 91, and after 91, y'all, we're going to put 95 twice, okay? Okay, and again, y'all, we're going to look for our number in the middle. So I'm going to scratch the first one, scratch the last one, scratch the second one, second to the last, third one, third to the last. And notice, y'all, I don't have anything exactly in the middle. When we have two numbers in the middle, y'all, the way we find our average is we take those two numbers, add them up, and divide by 2. So, y'all, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to say, look, 78 plus 88, and 166, let's divide it by 2, 83. And that's going to be our median. So, y'all, one thing I want to mention here, my median does not necessarily need to be a number that is given to us in that list, right? So if you notice here, y'all, 83 is not one of those numbers, but 4 numbers are smaller than 83 and 4 numbers are bigger than 83, okay? Alrighty, let's see. Let's take a look at the next part here, y'all. And I'm going to zoom in just so we can see that a little bit. And it says 10 buildings are listed in the following table. Find the median height of the 8 tallest buildings. Okay, so y'all, I'm only looking at the 8 tallest buildings. Let's see. The 8 tallest, let's see, are they already in order? Tall, a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. Yeah, it looks like they're already in order, right? From biggest to smallest. So y'all, I'm not going to worry about the last 2 because we're only looking at the 8 tallest. So y'all, I'm only looking at 1 through 8. I need to figure out what numbers would be exactly in the middle. Wouldn't it be these 2 numbers in the middle? Because there would be 3 numbers smaller than them and 3 numbers bigger than them. So I need to find the average of those 2, y'all. So I'm going to take 1616 plus 1584. Let's divide it by 2, 1600. So 1600 would be my average, right? And again, y'all, or my median. So right here, 1600. Again, 4 numbers bigger, 4 numbers smaller, right? But I had to find that number in the middle, right? So I had to take the average of buildings 4 and 5. Again, they were already in order for me, right? Okay, and let's take a look, y'all. I'm going to look at this next one here. And again, 10 tallest buildings, okay? Y'all, one thing I want you to notice, the heights are going in order from biggest to smallest. Again, smallest to biggest or biggest to smallest, they don't make any difference. Okay, and it says, explain without calculating that the median height of the 5 tallest buildings is more than the median height of the 8 tallest buildings. Okay, so look, y'all, if we have the 10 buildings and they're already in order, right? Let's see. Why would the median height of the 5 tallest buildings be more than the median height of the 8 tallest buildings? So look, y'all, if we're looking at the first 5, right? Wouldn't the first 5 be that number right there? That would be the median. It would be the one in the middle. Now, if we were to do the median of the tallest 8, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, y'all, if I wanted to find the median here, I would be looking for the average of those 2 numbers, right? Because there's 3 numbers above it and 3 numbers below. So I'd have to be finding the average of those. Okay, so now let's take a look and figure out which one of these kind of best represents, our answer here. Y'all, I'm just looking at this and I start reading part D. It says the median height of the 5 tallest buildings is the height of the third one. Hey, that's what we said right here, right? It was the height of building C. And that of the 8 tallest buildings is the average height of the 4th and 5th. So this right here, y'all, best explains why the median of the 5 tallest buildings is more than the median of the 8 tallest buildings, right? Because again, we're looking at either the third one or the average between the fourth and the fifth, right? And again, those heights were already in descending order, meaning from the biggest to the smallest. Okay. All right. Y'all, the next thing in statistics is something we call the mode. The mode is just a number that occurs more than any of the others. Okay. And sometimes, guys, we have more than one mode, and sometimes there's no number that occurs more than any of the others. So we want to see if we have a mode or maybe more than one mode in this first problem. So it says, find the mode of the set of numbers. Let's take a look. 11, 14, 14, 16, 31, 56. We don't have to put them in order, by the way, y'all. Look, those numbers repeat and those numbers repeat, and they don't repeat any more than each other, right? But they both appear twice. So y'all, 14 and 77 would be my modes, right? They occur more than any of the other ones. Okay. Now, for the next one here, y'all, again, I'm looking for the number that occurs most often. Right now, I'm kind of looking at 10 because I see it twice. I see 18 twice, right? But y'all, we see 15 3 times. So, sorry. So the mode here, y'all, is just 15. And you say, why is it 15? This one occurs 3 times. Those only occur twice, right? We're looking for the number that occurs the most. Well, the one that occurred the most was the number 15. Okay. All right. And so for this next one here, y'all, it says, can we find the median and the mode? So let's do it like this. If we're going to find the median, let's put the numbers in order from smallest to biggest. So look, y'all, we got 15, we got 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. We got a 16. We have an 18. We got 2 26s. Let's see, we have a 30. We have a 31. And finally, y'all, we got a 35. So let's do it like this. Let's find the mode. The number that occurred the most, y'all, 15. Okay. Now let's find the median. Remember, y'all, the median number in the middle. Scratch the first one and the last one. This one and that one. This one and that one. This one and that one. Okay, y'all, we got to find the average of those two. So let's take our calculator. 18 plus 26. Let's divide it by 2. 22, y'all. 22 is my median. Remember what that means. 22. Y'all, there are 5 numbers smaller than 22, and there are 5 numbers bigger than 22, right? So, y'all, if you just think about the word median, when you're driving, right, you're driving on the expressway, and like in Donna or in Alamo or something like that, right, there's the grass in the middle. That's what we call the median, right, because it's in the middle. That's all the median is, okay? This gives me an idea of what number is in the middle. So, y'all, 3 different things we talked about here, right? Average, we take all those numbers, add them together, and then divide by however many we have. Then we have the median, which is actually the number in the middle. And then we have the mode, and the mode is the number that occurs more frequently, right? So these are 3 different ideas that we talk about in statistics. Okay, so y'all, the idea here, and I'm just going to kind of explain this so that you get an idea of what's happening. So it says, which one is more helpful? When would the median or the average be more helpful? Okay, so y'all, it says right here, it says it's most helpful when the data are distributed fairly evenly. That means when one number is not much bigger or much smaller than the other. Okay, so let's take a look here. Suppose we had some people, these were their salaries. Okay, these were their average salaries. 9,000, 11,000, 14,000, 15,000, 17,000, 20,000. There's a little bit of difference between some of those numbers, right? Like the smallest one is 9, the biggest one is 20. That's like a difference of 11,000, right? But the numbers are relatively close to each other, okay? So when we find the average, y'all, when we take them all up and we find an average, and they did that, the average was right here. It came out to $14,333.33. Okay, that's a pretty reasonable number. But what they're talking about, y'all, is When we have numbers like 9,000, 11,000, 14,000, 15,000, 17,000, and all of a sudden you got somebody who's making 90,000, y'all, that one salary right there is going to affect the average, okay? Because when we find the average, they found the average for us, y'all. The average they said was 26,000. Now, when we find the average, 26,000, if you notice, y'all, nobody's making 26,000, but that average, because of that one number changing from 20,000, changing to 90,000, that number changed my average, right? My average went up from 14,333 to 26,000. But, y'all, I want to point something out. If we were to look for the median here, scratch the first and the last, this one and that one, the median would be the average of those two. So look, y'all, 14,000 plus 15,000 divided by 2. The median, y'all, is 14,500. What I want to point out, y'all, is right here where we had that 20,000, even if we change that to the 90,000, I still scratch the first one, the last one, this one, and that one. My median does not change, right? So when we change that number 20,000 to 90, the average, y'all, changed to 26,000, okay? But the median never changed. Those numbers, y'all, when those numbers, when you have a set of numbers and one number is like really way off, either much, much bigger or much, much smaller, those are what we call outliers. And those numbers, y'all, will change your average, but they will never change the median, okay? Let's see. Okay, the next one here, y'all, range. Range is something called the difference between the largest number and the smallest number. So, y'all, what we want to do here, we want to find the range for the data set. So the biggest number appears to be 27, and the smallest number appears to be 23. So 27 minus 23, the range, y'all, is 4. That's all it is. It's the same between the smallest number and the biggest number. There's 4 numbers that are there in difference. Okay. Let's see. Here's another problem. We got a bar graph, right? We got average waste disposed of per person per day. So a bunch of cities, 7 cities. Let's find the range. Y'all, the biggest number, 5.10. The smallest number, 3.30. So let's try that. 5.10 minus 3.30, 1.8. That's just what the range is, y'all. Take the biggest number minus the smallest number, okay? Okay, so y'all, let's take a look at the next problem here. So we have a frequency distribution, okay? And so y'all, I'm gonna kind of write this a little bit differently. Okay, I'm gonna write this a little bit differently. I'm gonna make my chart, right? But I'm gonna put the number here, and I'm gonna put the frequency over here. So y'all, we have the numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, y'all, the number 4 occurs twice, the number 5 occurs twice, the number 6 occurs 3 times, the number 7 occurs 4 times, the number 8 occurs 5 times, and the number 9 occurs 3 times. Okay, what we want to do, y'all, we want to find the average. Okay, so remember, y'all, first thing I want to do, I want to figure out how many numbers do I have. Y'all, it's not as simple as saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't really have 6 numbers because that number 4 occurs 2 times. That number 5, twice. 6, there's 3 of them. 7, there's 4 of them. If I want to figure out how many numbers I have, y'all, I need to find this total right here. So let me take my calculator. Okay, let's go 2 plus 2 plus 3. Let's see, plus 4 plus 5 plus 3. Okay, y'all, we got a total of 19 numbers. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to figure out what is the sum of all those numbers going to add up to. Okay, guys, I'm doing this on the side. The way I'm going to do this, y'all, is I'm going to take the number 4 times 2 plus the number 5 times 2 plus the number 6 times 3 plus 7 times 4 plus 8 times 5 plus 9 times 3. Okay, so let's see what we can get here. 4 times 2 plus 5 times, let's not do it that way. Okay, so let's do it this way. 4 times 2, I know that's 8, 10, 18, let's see, 7 and 4 is 28, 8 and 5, y'all, is 40, 9 and 3 is 27. Okay, let's just add those numbers together. So 8 plus 10 plus 18 plus 28 plus 40 plus 27. Okay, y'all, I got a total of 131, and we're going to divide that by 19. Okay, so divide it by 19. Okay, I'm coming up with this kind of rough number on my calculator here. And guys, when I come back here, it is telling me to round to 1 decimal place, y'all. So since the number right here, guys, is a 9, I'm going to write 6.9. Okay, second thing is, y'all, we want to see if we can find the median. Okay, so let's think about what the median is, y'all. The median is the number that's in the middle. Now, remember how many numbers we have total, y'all? We got 19 numbers, right? Guys, I'm going to show you something over here on the side, okay? I want you to think about 19 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If I'm looking for the number in the middle, y'all, I want us to think about what number that would be. That would be the 10th number. Okay, the 10th number is going to be the number in the middle. So if I scroll back this way, I'm looking for when would the 10th number show up. Remember, y'all, my numbers are already in order, smallest to biggest. Here's 2 numbers, that's 4 numbers. That is 4 and 3, that's 7 numbers. And there's 4 more here, 8, 9, 10, 11. So y'all, the 10th number is the number 7, right? Because there are 4 7s there. And one of those 7s happens to be the 10th one. So the median, y'all, would be 7. Okay, now the next part is asking me for the mode. Remember, y'all, the mode is the number that occurred the most often. So y'all, the frequency tells me how many times that number appeared. Well, the number that appeared the most, y'all, was the number 8. Okay, there was my number 8. All righty. Guys, we're going to do the same thing for the next one, okay? So here we have like a histogram, okay? And guys, I'm going to do the same thing here. So I want you to think about this for a minute, y'all. And I'm going to try to use red just so I can see a little better. How many times does the number 2 appear? It appears 3 times. Let's see if I can make that. You know what it'll do? We'll go with white. 3 times. The number 4 appears 6 times. The number 8 appears 6 times as well. I'm sorry, 6. The number 8 appears 4 times, and the number 10, y'all, appears, looks like 7 times, okay? So again, if we wanted to find our average, the first thing we'd need to figure out, y'all, how many numbers do we have total, okay? So y'all, first thing I would do here is I'd say, look, we have 3 numbers and 6 numbers and another 6 numbers and 4 numbers and 7 numbers. Y'all, we got a total of 26 numbers, right? So there's a total of 26 numbers. What we're going to do, y'all, is we're going to say, look, the number 2 appears 3 times. The number 4 appears 6 times. The number 6 also appears 6 times. The number 8 appears 4 times. And the number 10, y'all, appears 7 times. So that's 6. That's 24. That's 36. 32, and 70. And what I want to do, y'all, is I want to add those numbers together, okay? So let's do that. Let's say 6 plus 24 plus 36 plus 32 plus 70, okay, 168. Y'all, we're going to take that number and we're going to divide it by 26, right? Because there was 26 numbers there. Okay, guys, I'm pretty sure it's telling me round to 1 decimal place. So if I look at this right here, y'all, and I say, look, 6.4, but this guy's a 6, that means that my average, y'all, is going to be 6.5. Okay. All right, so y'all, let's think about what our median would be. Okay, let's think about what our median would be. Remember how many numbers we have? We got 26 numbers, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna write this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, one more, 26. Okay, let's start thinking about where our median would be, right? Just kind of scratching, going one at a time, right? And y'all, as I do this, what I'm hoping that we can figure out as we go through something like this is, suppose I had a whole bunch of numbers. Where would I find my median? Look what the median is, y'all. It's going to be the average between the 13th and the 14th numbers, right? Because there's 26. So look, y'all, if it's 26 and we divide it by 2, 13. We're going to take the average of the 13th and the 14th numbers, right? So you don't have to do it like this every time, but again, now we have the idea, okay? So look, y'all, I want to figure out where is the 13th and the 14th numbers right here. So y'all, right here, we said, look, there's 3 numbers. There's another 6, that's 9, and another 6, that's 15. So the average, y'all, the 13th and 14th numbers are going to be the number 6, right? They're going to be the average of those two because it's the same number, y'all, still going to be 6, right? Okay. Now, the mode, are there any numbers that occurred the most frequently? So remember, y'all, the numbers that I have here, the 3, the 6, the 6, the 4, the 7, that's telling me how many times they occurred, right? So what number occurred? I'm sorry, guys, I put a 7 here. And that should really be a 5, shouldn't it? Okay, that's going to change a couple of things, y'all. We're going to fix a couple of things here. Okay, we'll fix that right now, y'all. My bad, I didn't even see that. That was the number 5. Okay, so we'll go back and we'll fix our mean. Okay. And that means, hold on, that means a couple things are going to change here, y'all. So we don't have 26 numbers anymore. Let's see, we should have 24 numbers. Because I originally had a 7, so there should be a total of 24 numbers. Okay. All right, guys, we'll fix that right now. Let's see if we can find, let me come back. My bad. Oops. Okay. So let me take these numbers, y'all, and let me add them and find my average, okay? Sorry about that, guys. I just thought that. 6 and 24 and 36 and 32 and 50. Okay, and we're dividing it by, what do we say? 24 is 6.2. Okay, so we're a little bit off there. Boom, 6.2. Okay, let's find our median. Y'all remember, 24 numbers. If we take 24 and divide it by 2, 12. I'm looking for the average of the 12th and the 13th numbers, okay? So let's see how that changes, if it changes anything. There's 3 numbers here. That's 6, that's 9, and then this is another 5. So, y'all, my median is still going to be the number 6, right? Because it's the average between the 12th and the 13th number. So my median here didn't really change, right? Okay, now the mode. The numbers that occurred the most, y'all, those were the biggest bars, and those bars, y'all, referred to the numbers 4 and 6. Okay. And so that's that part right there. All right. Okay. Y'all, the next thing I have here, again, still doing with statistics, is something called a stem and a leaf plot. Okay. Y'all, sometimes we have to make a stem and a leaf plot, and what it does is it helps me organize my information, okay? So, y'all, what I have here is these are the highway miles per gallon for cars in 2013, okay, mini compact cars. So, y'all, let me explain what I do here. When I have something like this, y'all, we got a lot of pieces of information here, right? And so, like, just to give you a heads up, this means, y'all, so 3, I'm just kind of trying to count all the 19s. Y'all, there means that there are 3 cars that get 19 miles a gallon. When we make a stem and leaf plot, y'all, and again, this is just an idea, y'all, of organizing my information. What we do here, y'all, is we're going to put the number 1 here, and then I'm going to put 3 9s. Okay. Y'all, what that means is that there are 3 cars that get 19 miles a gallon. So this is like the 10s and the 1s place, right? So 19, 19, 19. That's the idea. Okay. Now, y'all, it doesn't look like there's any other cars in the teens. So what I want to do is I want to scratch out all the 19s. Okay. Now, y'all, I'm going to go to the 20s, and I'm going to try to put all my information in numerical order. So, like, I'm going to look through here and I'm going to say, hey, do we have any 20s? Exactly 20? No. No 20s. No 20. No 20. But do we have any 21s? No 21s. But, y'all, we have some 22s. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It looks like we got 3 22s. I want to make sure I get them all. Okay. Y'all, it doesn't look like we have any 23s. But I do believe we have some 24s. So there is 1 24. Let me see if I got any other 24s. Here. Okay, here's another 24. Here's another 24. Another one. Another 2, okay. And it looks like those are all the 24s we have, y'all. Okay, now I'm going to go to 25s. I want to see, do we have any 25s? Y'all, it looks like we got 1 and 2. 1 and 2, and it doesn't look like we have any other 25s. I think that's all of them. Y'all, because we ran out of room, we just put another 2 right here. And after the 25s, y'all, I'm going to go to the 26s. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this again as carefully as I can. I got a 26 right there. Okay, now I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 5, 6. 5, 6. Okay, anything else? 26s? 26s? No, it looks like we're good for 26. Okay. Now, y'all, I'm going to go to 27. So again, I'm going to put a 2 here. Now, let's see if I have any 27s. In this one, no. And in this one, looks like we got 1 27. And then over here, looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 27s. Okay. 28s. We got it. Oh, here we haven't finished 27. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry about those, y'all. Okay. Now let's go ahead and count our 28s, y'all. Let's see. 28s in here. No 28s over here. Doesn't look like it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5. 4, 5. It looks like those are all my 28s, right? Y'all, it doesn't look like we got any 29s. Okay. So, y'all, if we don't have any 29s, the next numbers we're going to go to are our 30s. So, look, 30. Looks like we got 2 so far here. And any 30s over here? Exactly 30. No. Okay. What about 31s? So, y'all, I'm looking again. 31s here, no. 31s here, no. 31s here. Looks like we got everything in this one. So nothing else there. 31s, no. Okay. 32s. Doesn't look like we got any 32s. 33s. I don't see any 33s. No. Okay. 34s. So look, we got 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 34s. 1, 2. Okay. 34s over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Y'all, 35s. I think we got some 35s. Okay, and this one, no. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see. 35s. 1 right here. Okay. All right, let's see. 36s, y'all. I think I see a couple of 36s. So let's see. This one. Okay, we're good. So 1, Just 136. I guess so. Just 136. Okay. 37s. I got 1 and I got 2. 1 and 2. 37. I guess that's all of them, y'all. Okay. So we want to count. What's the total number of vehicles, y'all? Let's see. There's 3 here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So y'all, I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to add all those numbers up together. So 3 plus 10 plus, let's see, 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 10. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. 3 plus 10 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 10 plus 8. Okay, 51, y'all. Boom, there we go. There we go. Something wasn't right. Okay, 51. So, y'all, we got 51 vehicles. Boom, there we go. Okay, guys, now we can start answering some questions. How many cars get less than 30? Y'all, less than 30 means we're looking for anything over here, right? So, look, y'all, we can take 3 and 10 and 7 and 8 and 5 and add those together. 33, y'all. There's 33 cars that get less than 30 miles a gallon. Okay. How many vehicles get 30 miles a gallon or more? So, y'all, 30 or more would be these groups right here, right? So 10 and 8, y'all, that would be 18. Okay. What about the range? Remember what the range is, y'all. The smallest number minus the biggest number. Smallest number looks like it was 37, right? Because that was the biggest number. Smallest number, y'all, was 19. So 37 minus 19, 18. That's the range. The range is 18 miles a gallon. Okay. What is the most densely populated bin? Y'all, what they're referring to here, when we're talking about the most densely populated bin, y'all, we're asking ourselves, like, which one had the most in the teens, in the 20s, or in the 30s? Y'all, so I would say definitely by looking at this here, it appears like in the 20s, right? Cars that are getting in the 20 miles a gallon. So I would say cars within ranges of 20 to 29 miles a gallon, right? And which is the one that had the least? So, y'all, the smallest one would be the ones in the teens, right? So that would be in the 10 to 19 miles per gallon range. And I know we didn't have any cars that had in the 10s, right? All we had were 19s, but that's in essence what they're asking me to find, okay? Again, y'all, it's just a way of organizing our information, just kind of like the way we did with frequency tables, okay? All right, so y'all, let's do, I'm just trying to see where we are. Yeah, let's finish these 2 problems, guys, and then we'll take a little break and we'll come back and do the rest of it, okay? So look, y'all, again, we got another 7-leaf block. All they're asking me to do, can we make the frequency table for this? So how many cars are getting in the teens? Look, y'all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many are getting in the 20s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So look, y'all, that would be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, how many are getting in the 30s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. How many get in the 40s? Boom, just 3. Okay, which is the largest bin? between the 20 and 29 miles per gallon, right? Because that one had the most, right? Which was the least between the 40 and 49 miles per gallon, right? And then it's asking us, okay, I guess that was it. All right. So, y'all, for something like this, it says 20 members of a health club who jog were asked how many miles they jog per week, and the responses. Let's make a stem and leaf plot. Look what it says, y'all. For single digit data, use a stem of 0. So, guys, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put 0, and I'm going to say, okay, do we have any single digits? Yeah, look, we got a 2, and we have a 7, and we have another 7, and we have an 8. Okay. Okay, so we got the single digit ones. Let's get the 1-digit numbers. So do we have any 10s? No, but we have an 11. So that's an 11. And we have a 12. So there's a 12. And 13s, no, but we got a 14. And y'all, we got a 15. Okay. And guys, if I run out of room, I just put another one here. And then I'm going to say, look, we got 2 17s. Okay. And we have an 18. And guess what? We got a 19 as well. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my 20s. Okay. So let's see. Nothing exactly 20, but we got a 21. And let's see, any 22s? No, but we got a 20, I guess a 24 would be next. And then we got a 25. And then looks like we got a 26 and a 27. Okay. And then let's see, 30s. So look, y'all, 30s, it looks like we got 2 32s. And then, y'all, I'll put my 4 here because it looks like we got a 42. So, okay. All right. Y'all, I'm going to skip this problem here. Again, it's the same kind of thing. It's multiple choice. They're just asking you to build the stem and leaf plot. But when I did this, I cut these numbers off. I think it's a 24. I think that's a 43. And I think that's a 35. But I can't figure out what that one is there, okay? But, guys, that's kind of the idea here, okay? So I'll tell you what. Let's take a little break, y'all. It's 11:13. Let's start up at 11:23. And, y'all, we'll start up again with probability, okay? So let me do this. Let me come back this way. Let me stop recording for a second.